I'm Lola. Y'all already know that. I'm the MC for this, and I'm going to go over some rules before we kick it off. The poems are original work. No one, took them off the internet, hopefully. They're 3 minutes long. For the judges, there's going to be a 10-second grace period, and after that, if they go over 3 minutes and 10 seconds, points will start being deducted. So 3 minutes for each poem. Poems will be judged on 3 different categories: the poem itself, their interpretation of the poem, which is how do you understand the meaning of the poem, and the poet's performance, the person performing the poem's performance, and stage presence, volume, and the way they express themselves. I've already talked to the poets. They should know the rules and how to use the microphone and everything already. The highest points possible, total, from one judge is 50 points. Our judges will add up their scores and text the results to the scorekeepers. Top 3 scores will win first, second, and third place. Third place, it is $5 cash and a $5 Dutch Bros gift card. Second place, $10 cash, $10 Dutch Bros gift card. And first place is $15 cash and a $15 Dutch Bros gift card. Pretty simple. So, other than just me and the street being a good part of this, there's also some judges. I'd like to introduce them to you. Mr. Eric. There's also Mr. Flagel. Can't see her right now. Wait. Okay, never mind. Miss Dinsmore. Miss Bidney. And Miss Solomon. Poets, if you get a bad score on your poem, you won't know who gave you the bad score, so don't think one teacher just hates you. Scorekeepers are the people who are going to take the scores from the judges and keep the score, which will be Miss Street over here. There she is. Hi, Jennifer. Oh, another scorekeeper. Other than setting up this thing, being a scorekeeper, Miss Street's also going to be a timekeeper, which is pretty good. And I am not being judged on this, just to give the judges a little, idea of how they're going to start scoring people. So, yeah.
Off and away!
Oh yeah, another rule. Don't be on your phone. There's going to be pictures taken anyway. Poets can be on their phone if they have their poem on their phone. Yeah?
What if my phone's in my back pocket, so I can't help it when I'm sitting down?
You can have it in your lap, just don't take photos, please.
I missed my joke.
Yeah, okay.
She's on her phone.
Anyways, here you go. First poem of the afternoon. Platonic love poem. This is a meaningful, memorable, emotional message to some important people, just to say hi. Reminder that I love you. And here goes. An open letter to some people I love. Hey there. I know you're probably tired of me already, but Thanks for everything. I've come to you when I'm upset, and when I'm at the end, I feel like there's nowhere else to go. I'm just too emotional. But you're here, and that's all I needed. Even if talking to you made me cry, it was for the best. I'm glad you're in my life. I love you more than anything, even if I'm saying this to a few people. You've turned my life into a good experience. It's like a roller coaster. I'm going up whenever you're there. To catch me after a long build-up and a crazy drop. You make me feel wanted, and the least I can do is to show how much I appreciate it. So I wrote a poem about it. And I know I'm hard to deal with sometimes, and I know how annoying I can be, but you owe it to me, just because I deal with you too. And as much as I love y'all, you kind of annoy me, so. As much time as we spend around each other, it makes sense why I feel like that way. I've basically moved into your house, I've cried on your shoulder, and just having around you eases my mind. You've taken me in, and when I didn't have anywhere else to go, and you're like family to me, so I'll be here for you. Whenever you need someone, just call me up. It's the least I can do. I'll tell you that I love you because you mean a lot to me, so thank you. Because you really deserve it, even though you're kind of the devil in disguise as a beautiful, angelic angel. No one's perfect, and I'm glad I know that, because you've taught me how to love myself, and I realize that I'm worth it.
I'm used to waking up in the middle of the night. It's just what I do. I get excited, I get happy, I get nervous. But this feeling was new. I could hear wood creaking. Was it just the settling of furniture? Or was it something that fell off the nearest shelves? But the squeaking of the creaking was caused by my father's raw weight. With a slight change in it, as it was like a mouse being chased by a cat. He then rushed up to the edge where I was taking refuge, and then told me, as if his words were light as a feather, "Son, we're going. Son, we're going now." I could then smell a wretched smell coming from my father's breath. Did he forget to brush his teeth? Or did he eat something rotten? No. This wasn't any of those smells. As this smell was different. It smelled like sick grapes along with raw salt, while the smell was stabbed in my nose like a sharp razor blade. Just a little bit after, we were in the car, going home. I asked myself, since this was in an apartment that's in the middle of a killing town called home, what makes it a home? The shooting? The killing? The yelling? The screaming? The cries for love which have been killed by the dark ambitions of others? The pain of a broken heart? The pain of losing a beloved father? No, this is not what I call home. Just let me sleep. Let me not wake up in the middle of the night.
Oh, wait. So basically, you have to know the context for this poem. So last year we did, as a joke, we did a poem roasting Arleta. And so this year, people wanted us to do it again, and so instead we did a whole district diss track. So this is a diss track on PPS.
Shout out to me.
Let me enlighten you on the true extent of your ignorance. See, the difference between you and us is education is your hindrance. You're blindly following the paycheck, lacking paperwork, relying on guesswork, replacing education with paddocks, chasing a few bucks, not giving 2 fucks, watching your ignorant ducks run me paddocks. Yeah, you say you're here to educate, but what you say makes students want to migrate. You make me want to lock myself in a head gate. Hear the rich teach the poor that we can live in a 200 square apartment with roommates.
All right, 200K a year. We don't give a damn about your Benz or your Beamer. Our school doesn't have running water and you're buying designer bags for your daughter. Really, you may as well slaughter. Do your grades. You don't see it. Your air pollution haze.
Open your eyes, hope God forbids, because you're the one with anti-vax kids.
ivory tower, making mad bucks, going crazy with power. You pretend to be sorry and humble, sure. No school district needs an investigator. Maybe instead invest in an education visualizer. You're supposed to be here to help your students, not arrest them. And you wonder why we protest them. Focus on your children, not disputes, pursuits, and lawsuits. I might have to call up DHS. I ain't sure. Your treatment of us will make them distressed. Scandal after scandal. Soon you'll be giving the media more than they can handle. Your past isn't just unfavorable, it's unfathomable.
Trying to impact the children with your bountiful knowledge. More like pillage our taxes and deplete our savings for college. Stop worrying about your fiscal soundness as a #1 priority. No, we don't want to drown in your 15-page apology. You're willing to let teachers go without a grieve, but you let an employee charged with assault off with paid leave. Your process sends an SOS, not a safe space to learn, where everyone's welcome and equally supported, where we don't crash and burn. Your benevolent actions are greater than words. Don't just toss your political point gaining hay into our herd. Saying things to gain the moral high ground isn't very cool. Were you taught that as a kid in your school?
World. In a perfect world, there would be no pain or suffering. We would have an infinite supply of food and water. Our air would be clean and healthy. Our lives would be longer and more eventful. Our animals would prosper. We could go out of the house without fearing that the person next to us has the ability to hurt us. But that can't happen. Because our politicians' politics prevent proper protection. This prevents our peace and prospering. Penumbrous people pray against peril to them only to pay the price and pass away. They promise to perform without prejudice but give us prolonged pain instead. Because of this, we cannot have a perfect world. But it is not just them. It is also because of our greed for gold and glory, given to using guns to get what we want. There are thousands of guys and gals who greatly thirst for gratitude, which they never got. They are looking at a glorious grand life through a glass wall. They will never be given the grand opportunity to break the glass. But if we had a perfect world, it might not be so great after all, because our friends and family will be having fun, but for you that's far off, they'll be frolicking in forests of fun, but what they think is fun, you're thinking isn't fun whatsoever. They'll be telling funny jokes that you think are stupid. There will be beautiful flowers and flocks of birds everywhere, but you have spring allergies. You realize that you're the freak now. You fathom the fantastic world you live in and realize that isn't so phenomenal. In your mind, you look for the answer, but all you see is the familiar, faulty world and wonder, why the hell did we leave this behind? Imagine that, and while you imagine that, I hope that you realize that our world may not be perfect, but hey, it might not be as bad as you think.
Silence is the absence of words, the absence of sound, the absence of noise. When you hear silence, what do you hear? Nothing. Calm, balance, and peace. And why is this? Because of us. Our way of communicating, a way of talking to one another. It's ugly, rude, annoying, and gross.
The way we treat each other needs to change. The absence of words is better than pain. We curse at each other, we bully each other, and if you aren't lucky, we hurt one another. So just take 1 minute, make no noise, experience the peace, the love, and the joy. We don't have to be violent, rude, or selfish. Just be nice to one another and take a moment.
To calm yourself down, to experience the silence and peace. And when you see someone today or tomorrow, don't throw a punch, be rude or be violent. Just smile and wave and enjoy the silence once again.
My poem doesn't have a name. When my world is falling to pieces, when the phrases don't connect, when words don't come out sounding quite right, when my vision is blurring around the edges, when everything seems to be going wrong, when I'm tired, when I'm bored, when I'm mad, when despite everything, I shoot anyway, despite being blocked last time, despite the shame. The ball flies out of my hand. The shot is a little flat, without the arch, without the style, but the general form stays the same. When it becomes more than a dream. When I cross that finish line, hands on knees, forcing air through my lungs. Through sports, I can find my rhythm. Through sports, I've learned to strut, to trash talk, to be lonely in a world you don't recognize. I learned to feel pain. I learned to writhe on the ground when all I can feel is agony. When everyone stands around asking if you're okay, as you lurch and tense up and make a horrible sound. When all you want is for them to go away. When you trip and fall and get back up, and everyone seems to think you're hurt.
when I want to explain to them just how many times I've fallen, these being the very same people who said something such a long time ago. They may have forgotten, but I remember the words they spoke to me. I remember seeing right through them. And now they have the audacity to ask me if I'm okay, when the silences of everything that was left unsaid make me cringe, when I'm smiling on the outside and burning up in flames inwardly, when nothing is going right but all I say is, I'm tired today. When you grit your teeth, put your head down and run. You run when everything hurts. You run to infinity. You can jump for the stars, and even at the end of the race, your eyes are shining. When you confess everything that hurts you to a friend you didn't know you had. When the ball dives out of the sky and falls through the net. When you mask your face and give only the smallest smile, but really, you are laughing inside.
Expectations. We all have certain things we expect from people, whether it's that they're nice, respectful, or that they just care about us. We all have expectations and we are all let down from time to time. But what happens when time to time becomes all the time, when it begins to feel like no one cares, and you don't know what to do, and you don't know what to do because you know how it feels. You know how it feels to be let down, and you never want to let anyone down. Never want to impose that pain onto anyone else, but you do. Everyone that's around me says that I can only control how I react in the situations I'm in. So I think, and I think, and I think some more until I cannot focus anymore. I think about how I can change, how I can be better, be nicer, be more. I think about how I screw up, the different ways I mess up every day, how I'm doing, how I'm trying in school, how even though I might have gotten a good grade, it's not good enough. How even though I try my hardest to look good, someone always looks better. How I never do, never will look better, have as many clothes out, run as fast, as do math, as efficient, be as respectful, know as much, be as good of a singer, be as interesting, have as many friends as them, as anyone. I expect myself to be at the bottom, so I don't let myself down. Because in this world where it is expected that our insecurities will be exploited every day, we see the ads all around us telling us that we need to have smoother hair, cuter clothes, clearer skin, flatter stomachs, more muscles. In a society that tells us to be better, to be like everyone else, to be like the people that we see on TV and on billboards, we are told to constantly and persistently to change ourselves, that when we have the clothes and the flat stomachs and the good hair, whatever it is that you're searching for, then and only then will we be truly and honestly happy.
The city does not have time.
I glanced at my parents and tried to utter the words I thought would never come out of my mouth.
Can we talk? They nodded and sang, almost confused at what I was asking.
I took a deep breath, ready to say what needs to be said, but the words get stuck in my throat as if a moat in a river.
Finally, I say the words that I should have said ages ago.
I'm gay.
I'm bisexual.
I'm pansexual.
I'm asexual.
I'm transgender.
I'm non-binary.
I'm lesbian. I'm queer. Why was that so hard to say?
So that was not introduction to a poem.
But how else would we introduce this issue?
There are people who have to think.
How is saying this going to affect my life?
Will my parents not love me afterwards?
Will I not be accepted?
If not, where will I live?
But why do they have to ask themselves this?
Because their parents are the type of people who will love you until you go against their beliefs.
And most of the time, their beliefs consist of one passage that they take way too seriously. It states that man shall not lie with man.
But what does that mean exactly?
It means getting attacked on the subway.
Or being sent to the hospital for holding hands with your loved one.
Or being bombarded with lies saying God gave you a gender for a reason.
Or having to keep who you are a secret from everyone because you are afraid they will hate you for it.
People constantly have to fear who they are, and they fear death.
Because they fear they won't be accepted for who they are. Why is this such an issue in the first place?
Why are we judged for who we are, what we look like, and who we love?
This year, or you're going to high school next year, or you're not going to be in high school next year, but you think this is cool, I encourage it. You should write poetry. It's a really cool thing because you can perform stuff. Good? Cool. Next up, Wyatt Wilson.
Oh, yay!
Okay. Everyone wants a place in their mind, a space to escape when the weight of the world hits you like a wall of bricks. A place, a palace you can really call your own. But then there are those people who like to make decisions for me and for you, who push you into every mistake, every decision you didn't want to make, every risk you didn't want to take, and then they bore into your mind like a parasite, forcing you to do ridiculous things that you didn't want to do. Those voices in your head going off like jackhammers and hand grenades, like a riot protesting has changed for the worse, like flamethrowers and Molotov cocktails burning down the temple in your brain brain until what's left is 2 parts you and 8 parts bad decisions, falling into a pit that you desperately try to claw your way out of, but you fail to realize you are being trapped in the pit not by a dragon or a gatekeeper, but by yourself. You can handle no more, so you shut yourself off, trying to escape to the palace in your mind, but then you remember that you let it burn. No? It wasn't them that ruined you, it was you that let them ruin you, and before you know it, you have nowhere to go and nothing to do. You're on the street begging for your palace back, a palace you tried to rebuild with pills and needles, but your materials are not in a bottle but in you. Think a little harder or a little longer. Search yourself and you can rewind to a better time, because sometimes a blast from the past can tell the future. A future where things are different because the pushers are filtered out, drowned out, left out of the process, which forms the youth that will be pulling the world to a better tomorrow. So won't you stand with me to instate the rules of acceptance? Pushing for a world where a raised level of self-esteem makes bigger ripples in the leveling of any building, and the news isn't riddled with stories of crime like an innocent man riddled with bullets labeled New York State Police. Because in the end, the best excuse isn't I was not thinking, it's I was wrong. And even though that's not much of an excuse in the first place, sometimes it isn't an excuse that we need. It's someone to take the blame and start on a road to a better tomorrow. But why stop there in this society run by people controlled not by the media but by themselves? No problem stands too tall. Repair the economy, why not? Clean up the oceans, why not? Stop global warming, why not? Why not? Why not? Why not? Because of the people holding us back for their own gain, like an animal in a zoo who has so much potential but will not be given the chance to shine. But then you realize you are not straining for freedom. You are standing still, impressionable and applicable, and you think to yourself, why the hell are we here? Why should the rich minority control the silent majority? They have no control over me. Why do I not break free and throw off the shackles of pain and oppression applied by people who left the palace burn years ago? And in the end, all it took was a little hope.
Let me talk to you about the media. The media has been a cloud above our heads since the 1700s. It has infested our minds with the feeling that what they say is the truth. What they say is bad is bad. What they say is good. Their vision always warped, askew. Because I know the media is supposed to be free, but what if it feels like it's hard to be free from the media? Putting us in a ring, saying to us, this person's bad, and yelling fight. Never affected by any of the horrible things they talk about, always talking. Then going on to the next story, because that's what they are to them, stories. Always on the outside looking in. I wish they knew what was inside all of us. They tell us when to be mad, when to be sad, but what if I just want to be glad? About the progress in humanity, I mean. Sure, there were horrible things happening, but we've come so far. HIV and cancer, they used to be death sentences. And look at the climate change protest. It showed us that we might still have a long way to go. We've come a long way from the only way to get energy being fossil fuels. 12% of the world's energy is renewable, and that's on an increase. And in the ozone layer, that's on a decrease. But like everything else, the media blows the bad out of proportions, always taking the moral high ground, calling people out just to make themselves look better, making it seem like every little thing is the end of the world. They do that to every little thing. But they called it out, so they're the good people. They're right. They saved us from that. They're the heroes. Always listen to them, never stray.
You're ugly. No offense. You're annoying. No offense. You're weird. No offense. You're an idiot.
And then they laugh. I never got that joke. My sister was always good at getting to me. She would say something downright hurtful, and then she said,
"Can't you take a joke?"
And for so long I thought, what's wrong with me? She used to call me crazy when I got angry. She said,
"No offense, it's just a joke."
I never got that joke either. Don't cross the fence between a joke and offensive. A joke is, why can't a nose be 12 feet long?
Why?
Interesting. Because then it would be a foot. That's a joke. No offense.
But you look like trash.
That's not a joke. Somewhere between kindergarten and middle school, no offense became an excuse. An excuse to deliver emotional beatdowns, an excuse to say whatever you want. Because you said,
"No offense, stop taking it so seriously."
We might not learn everything in school, but one thing I learned is no offense is always followed by something offensive. It might not seem like a big deal, but it makes it hard to trust, to show how you really feel, because what if they don't understand? But somewhere between kindergarten and middle school, our actions started to have consequences. They have been warning us for years. It finally happened. somewhere between kindergarten and middle school, people started to care. Somewhere between kindergarten and middle school, everything got a double meaning. Somewhere between kindergarten and middle school, no offense was never a good excuse.
Aaron, you're up next. I'm sorry to tell no joke.
Aaron's home by Aaron Alley. Boy. Really crazy. Why are they like this? Why do they do this? Why do they act this way? Why am I friends with them? Why do they say that word? Why are they so rude? Why do they talk like that? Why does he say that word? Why does she say that word? Why do they say that word? Even when I tell them not to, they still do. Why don't they take me seriously? Why do I put up with them? Why don't I just kick them to the curb? Why can't I leave them? Why can't they leave me? Why are they friends with me? Why are only two of my friends not mean to me? Why is it that two of my friends are not fucking racists?
Shut up. Not like you meant
Why do they say that? Why do I always feel like it's my fault? Why don't they take me seriously when I tell them not to say the N-word? Why do they still say it? Why do I feel like they know it's wrong to say?
Guys, be quiet.
Why do they joke when I tell them how to feel?
They're trying to talk.
Why can't they leave me? Why can't I leave them? Why are they like this? I'm not sure why they say it. I know it won't change, but I'll just keep telling them to stop, and then maybe, just maybe, someday they'll hear me.
This is our poem. Totally time out. You're upside down. This poem is by Green
and Blue.
It's called Our Pride. Our pride is powerful, not all of us are the same. Our voice, our skin, our hair will overcome the shame.
We're all unique in our own way. We're only human at the end of the day.
We take the blame, but the shame we all must claim.
God might not believe in us, but love and hate are two different things. But the pain they bring can eat away at our brain.
God made us. Why would he hate us? We're not all straight.
Did you know that there's such thing as LGBTQ+?
Lesbian.
Gay.
Bi.
Trans. And queer.
You might say we're sins, but we chose our own path. You said, go die, leave, you're crazy.
But there's such a thing as a semicolon.
Why I'm bringing this up is because you're telling us to leave this world. I don't want to end my story here.
So stop thinking for 1 second.
My poem does not have a name, and it's by me because if it wasn't by me, that would be concerning. Are you ever afraid? Ever. Are you ever afraid that you'll never succeed? Are you ever afraid that you'll never find your place, that you'll never find your way? Are you ever afraid? Are you ever afraid that you'll never fall in love? Are you ever afraid of the people around you because of what they might say, because of what they might do? Are you ever afraid that you'll die alone? Are you ever afraid of yourself? If you're not, I am. I'm scared of things that aren't blatantly there. I'm scared that I'll never succeed. I'm scared that I'll never find my place. That I'll never find my way. I am truly afraid. I'm scared that I'll never go to college. I'm scared that I'll never fall in love. I'm scared of the people around me because of what they might do, because of what they might say. And I'm scared of myself, of what I might say. But we never talk about the things that we fear silently because of the things we fear, because of what people might say. We need to be open. Everyone puts emphasis on it, but they never follow through. Everyone says to be yourself, but they're scared to do it themselves. Society is just one large facade that no one's discovered yet. We need to talk about our lives, what we want to do, what we want to be, what we fear. Then the world will be better because we'll know ourselves better.
Okay, so this poem does not have a title because I was too busy really writing it and couldn't think of one. So you know what? Whatever. I don't understand why people create stereotypes about autism. Why people generalize the symptoms. Why people assume are gifted, are a miracle, are special, are a jewel. Why are mute and dumb and need help with something as simple as tying their shoes or walking because their legs aren't listening to them because no matter how hard they try, they just can't move. Why all can't do certain things, math, science, this list can go on, but for some crazy reason they are brilliant artists, biologists, technicians that are antisocial, super social, talented at what they do, people that live on this earth that are just like you and me, but mostly me because I have autism too. So why do I get bullied, get put down? Because I'm a retard, obviously. I can't walk, can't sing, can't draw, can't do anything because I'm on the spectrum where everyone's the same and that can't change. Because change stinks. Because I'm a retarded autistic. They can't draw because when your arm doesn't listen to you, it won't move. And because it won't move, you can't move your pencil or draw a line. You've crossed the line. I can sing, I can draw, because I don't rock like a cradle home, the 13-year-old girl that can't move because she can't tell people she doesn't know how to get up and that her voice doesn't work. Because it doesn't work, she can't be her, but I guess it doesn't matter because she'll be knocked down in the classroom by kids who have a voice. She doesn't have a choice. Because she was born the way she is, and that's beautiful. We've forgotten beauty because our only muse is the opinions of others that are based on themselves, and they don't understand that everything's different now, that people are different now. They've forgotten change, and change is a good thing. They've turned into a bad thing by telling people to be skinny, to be tall, to have hair, when sometimes they don't have a choice either. They're aging and they're on medication for the medication because they have issues that have no cure. They have the cancer that has a cure, but it comes with a price. They turn into a curse and needs to stop. It all must stop. You don't need to do this. Because we're in a hard place, and that hard place is tough, and sometimes all we need is a hug. Because we're being pushed down, we need to get up, and all we need is a little love. Because the spectrum is everyone's different. Different results, different people. You can toss the special because I'm not special, I'm me.
My poem's called Words. Words are the spark that lights the flame, bringing light to an endless darkness. Words are beautiful. They soothe your mind and make the world brighter. Words add a bounce to your step and widen your smile, yet they can be sharpened and crafted into our most dangerous weapons. Arrows that pierce hearts and swords that slice wounds into your mind, creating scars that can never be erased. Words unlock oceans of darkness that flood your mind with doubt, leaving you wondering if you're good enough, your mind trapped in a cycle. If only I was tall. If only I was pretty. If only I fit in. If only. Words make you want to change yourself. They cause pain and hurt and sorrow, so you flee. Try to run away. Try to escape the devastation. Try to build walls around your heart, sealing with parts of yourself to make them taller until you're left empty. With blisters on your hands and bruises on your feet, memories of the pain you endured still. You continue, thinking that if you close yourself off, you'll be safe. As if a wall would stop an army of weapons, blades sharper than the sharpest spears and harder than diamond. Words are powerful, like hurricanes and tornadoes, internal disasters that can rip you apart, but you can weather the storm. The wind might knock you down, but you can stand back up. Your legs might shake beneath you, but you can hold them steady because you have the power to persevere.
Dysphoria. Boys can be boys, but boys can't be girls. Don't be a girl. You throw like a girl. A girl. A girl. A girl. The kind of insult you can use over and over. No one cares if you use it like a shock collar to a dog again and again. A broken record, the same broken song. You're not a girl. You're not a girl. You're not a girl. Same broken reminder. Once a comfort, now a painful reminder. The itch of a bug bite, he's unable to scratch his own identity, a slicing sharp with his palm. As the crystal slices, he fiercely avoids the fall. His fraudulent sense of self cannot fall away because, of course, you're not a girl. He holds his bleeding hand. One of the little boys and little girls who worship at the shrine of uncertainty, the people above us, the disciples of life, and a being we cannot comprehend above us, the being of life. When a little boy wants to be a little girl, who are we to hold him back from his happiness? He wasn't the only one. Young lady. Well, she never felt like a young lady, or a prisoner punished by the dictation of life. The atlas of her chest. The girl sits by the window, watching the pouring rain. Her mind is beautiful, her thoughts are wonderful, but she despises her body. Her skin is a wet wool blanket, suffocating. The flesh shell of her body, which she cannot attach to her brain. She looks like a psychologist notes through a fashion magazine, looking for a diagnosis, trying to understand why her brain feels so disconnected, a distant puppeteer with the strings of thought as she stumbles through the pages. The bright colors flash before her eyes in bold, italic pink and gold, words telling her what she wants. And hell, she wants to change. She wants her body to melt away like an old ice cream cone. And everything the magazines say she should love about herself are exactly the things she hates. She wants to pull her chest apart, releasing her anguish, but alas, there's nothing to heat in her connection, nothing but void. Blood lazily runs down her chest. She removes her hand, 3 cuts from her nails, pushing in. She sighs and puts bandages over the wound. As if bandages could fix the tumors slowly growing on her chest that only she knew were there, that only she could see. As if a bandage could fix the feeling of dysphoria. A bandage. No more blood. Rain. Another worshiper at the shrine of uncertainty. Years later, a boy and a girl meet. A smile, a handshake. He feels the cut running along her palm. She sees the marks above his flat chest. Together, they walk away from the shrine of uncertainty.
Stop pretending that you're okay with not being okay. Because today is yesterday and tomorrow is today. Yesterday could have been the day you lied your last words, I'm fine, I'm okay. Because today is tomorrow. Today is yesterday and tomorrow is today. Tomorrow could be tomorrow. Tomorrow could have been the day that you actually mean it and stop acting, because today is yesterday and tomorrow is today. In my garden, it will look like a rainbow with red poppies, orange marigolds, yellow sunflowers, green spider mums, blue irises, and purple lavender. But if you don't pull the weeds from your garden, the flowers will never grow. Today could have been the day you pulled those weeds by the roots. Yesterday could have been the day you pulled the last weed, and tomorrow could be the day you have the perfect garden. But if you don't pull the weeds today, they'll grow back tomorrow, because today is tomorrow.
There's a good chance. Death is scary. Death is religion. Death is thinking what happens. Death is what will happen. I know as someone who fears dying, that can be hard or scary. It's inevitable. And I know for some little boys and some little girls, once they find out what's going to happen, their little boy minds and little girl minds go through every single different scenario, and to find out there's no stopping it. And I know for every person that it's different. Some people believe in heaven and hell. Some think there's 1 or 15 gods. I think people use religions as a way of coping with the thought of death. But what do I know? When I was really young, I found out about death, and then it all just clicked. Death is a thing that will happen to me, not just something that happens in movies or books or on TV. It's something that happens to everything, and I just kept it all inside. I told no one and acted like it was fine. No one knows what happens after death. Is it reincarnation, is it heaven or hell, or is it nothing? We may think we know, but do we?
Turtles. Turtles are cute. Turtles are shy. Turtles make the best. You can't lie. Turtles can't die for a long time. I wish I could fly away and see one today. I really like turtles. They can go at my pace and kiss my face. Does not matter if you're old or still wear a bib or sleep in a crib. I really like turtles. You can't offend them because they always agree with you. They cuddle with me, they don't go on trees. You can't lose them because they're so slow. Turtles like me, and I like them too. I really like turtles. They love you rain or shine, and when you're sad, They make you glad. Because when you see a turtle, you can't be mad or sad. So you and I can convince my mom to get me one. This poem is about why I really, really love turtles.
Term that pierces people's hearts like daggers, that affects people's minds forever. Making people think they can never be beautiful, making people think they need to change, making people think they're outcasts. I wish I had known what I know now. That beauty is a universal term that every person fits into. I wish I had known what I know now. But how could I be beautiful if I couldn't even spell the word? How could I be beautiful if every time I looked in the mirror I didn't see those words written across my face? How could I be beautiful if I wasn't like all these things that are telling me how to look and how to act? Beauty is a real term that no one really thinks they fit into. Beauty is not looking like that person on a magazine or looking like that famous celebrity you see on TV, because sometimes the world is wrong. I wish I had known what I know now. That beauty is real, beauty is everywhere, and I know I can't make people realize that they're beautiful even if I scream it to them every day, because everyone wants to change something about themselves. But let me tell you something. Every person's face is beautiful, every person's body is beautiful, every person's personality is beautiful. Every single person is beautiful. I wish I had known what I know now. But how could I be beautiful when people told me I was ugly? How could I be ugly when my family told me I was beautiful? My mind turned into a battleground for an impossible fight of beauty versus ugly. The people I didn't know who was right. The people eager to roll poison off their tongues like gunfire, or the people who loved me. I wish I had known what I know now. That beauty is being unique, and it didn't matter if I looked like someone else. My beauty is my imperfections, the marks on my leg, my crazy head of hair, the curve of my back. My beauty is being me. Every person's beauty is being themselves, and that is the most beautiful thing of all.
So, this is my poem. It's called Don't Hate. Christianity is wrong. It's stupid. I hate Christians. Yeah, I heard it all. But don't hate on me because of my religion, my beliefs, my choices. Just because I believe in heaven, don't tell me to go to hell. And even saying no offense, you really might as well, because saying no offense, it doesn't change a thing. It's still the same old insult, just with the diamond ring. And don't waltz around yelling useless put downs, because that's stupid too. Just when you shout your insults, pretend that I am you. Remember, we all have feelings, even if we hide them well. We really all have feelings, and feelings tend to dwell, so think before you talk. Don't let your mouth run free. And when you shout your insults, pretend that you are me. So don't insult me, say I'm dumb. I've heard it all, and I'm ready for it to be done. So I hope you know the pain you've caused. Thank you.
So this poem is for the old white people who run the government. I don't understand how some old white people who, mind you, run the government and the NRA can sit around in their adult diapers and high chairs and get to make decisions that babies would make differently for the future generation. I don't understand how some people go around shooting up schools and these same old white people would make the argument to give more people guns. I don't understand how those same old white people want money more than the safety and environment of the people who will be in this fucked up world longer than they will. I do understand that we can make a change about this shitty situation, but those old white people, they can't. Aaron asked me if they could come up and tell a joke. So
what it was.
Yeah, okay, here you go.
What do you call it when two giraffes run into each other?
What?
A giraffic jam.
Wanting to hide from the world, sort of hurt. When I think what people did, or what I did. I'm scared of making a mistake that I can't take back. I think, what if I run out of time to say goodbye, or even to say hi? I think, will someone love me for me? I wish I could tell people what I've been through, what I'm going through. But I know I will go into this dark mode of sadness and pain that I can't find a way to escape. Sometimes I wish that people would understand that I'm here and I want someone to care. Care about the new me, care about that I'm trying, care about that I'm hurting. Care that I need someone to understand that you're not alone in this world. I hold on to this piece of thread in my head until it breaks, and then I break apart into these small pieces of glass that everyone hates. But then I think, what is it like to escape from the pain that has been made?
Please remember how hard everybody here worked. We appreciate those of you in the audience for coming and being supportive, and hopefully if you're here next year, you'll come. Third place, tied for third place is Allison Smith and Donovan Freeman Hall. Second place winners are Max Emmerich and Graham Brown.